Well, I have been using the new M4 MacBook Air, specifically a larger 15-inch model, for about 2 weeks now. And although this video is going to be a bit of a reiteration of my initial review, there's only so much to say, I want to talk about my experience so far day to day. This is one of my most used devices, and I want to give you some good reasons why you should buy it. It's an amazing laptop, so if you're looking for a quick stop shop to solidify your purchasing decision, you have come to the right place. Oh! Ow. Wasn't that great? Fabulous. Beginning with reason number one to buy one of these new M4 MacBook Airs. I never thought I would say this, but the webcam on here, in here, is pretty great. It's nothing new. It's been around for a minute. It was implemented into the M4 iMac last year, the MacBook Pros, iPads in the past. It is a 12 megapixel center stage situation, which basically means it just has more resolution to work with. It's a bit wider angle, and it follows you around in the center stage mode. So what this means is when you open your laptop quickly for a FaceTime call casually, or a WebEx, or Google Teams, or Meet, or whatever app you use that's center stage compatible, you can just open up your laptop and your face will be centered. You know, you don't have to think much. You can just open it up and just get going. And if you're making video calls really quickly all the time for your job, I can imagine that that is convenient. I don't make video calls all the time, but when I do, I always get annoyed with having to like move the screen up and down and back and forth. But with this, it's already ready to go if you have that setting enabled or that feature enabled. So again, if you're doing a lot of video chat or calls, this is a really underrated feature. Not to mention you also get desk view, which works, kind of. It's an interesting feature. It's not perfect. You kind of have to have a lot of runway or like sort of like depth around you or in front of you to make it work well. So if you want to show something off in like okay-ish, really not okay-ish quality, you can do that. But it works and it's cool, and it takes advantage of this wide angle 12 megapixel center stage capable camera. Every day in Michigan, it's a new temperature, so my AC and my heater are turning on and off. So now it just got really cold. All of a sudden, I'm putting on my blue signature situation sweater, jacket, whatever you call this. I'm always wearing this. I know this is probably some kind of autistic trait of mine. And speaking of the color blue here, the second reason to buy a MacBook Air or a new one is for the new sky blue color. I am really liking it. I am normally a silver person, but you know, I kind of wanted to have a little more flair compared to my 15-inch silver model, so I got a hold of a sky blue one, and it's just gorgeous. It's subtle, it's very refined, and you know, I feel like I could actually live with this for a while, unlike something more vibrant or whatever. I'm glad space gray is gone. It has been overplayed or overused for many, many years. And yeah, I just like the more subtle pro level colors. I say pro level like the iPhone Pro series. They don't really experiment that much with it. You don't see like crazy colors like purple or orange or whatever. Maybe one day we'll get that, but with the MacBook Air, again, it's very subtle, off silver. So if you want to play it safe and you want to get something, you know, sort of light, but you want a little bit of color and you don't want starlight, this is a great option. Hopefully they do other colors like this, because this just looks gorgeous. It reminds me a lot of the iPad Air in like a blue or a pale blue or baby blue from years past. That was a good color. It's nice to see it here as well. So I've really been enjoying it, bringing it out and about. I've taken a lot of pictures of it, you know, for social media. This is my job. But yeah, I feel like you might get complimented for this laptop. It really is gorgeous in this finish. But real quick, before we continue with the video here, I have a brief message from the people that made today's video possible, Dreame, and their incredible X40 Ultra vacuum and base station that has been a fixture of my living space for the past few months now. So far, I have been so impressed with its advanced 3D obstacle avoidance and spatially aware features, all accessible in the clean, intuitive Dreame app. Its insane 12,000 pascals of suction power has also been incredible, as it has thoroughly cleaned up my living room, kitchen, dining area, and hallway in between more deliberate or manual cleaning activities. It also gets into the nooks and tight corners of my apartment with its RoboSwing extending brush feature, which I think is super cool and innovative. But beyond vacuuming my carpet though, the X40 can also scrub some of the pesky stains out of my smooth floor in my kitchen, which is honestly so helpful since I'd otherwise have to get down on my hands and knees and go at them myself. The Robo Swing feature applies to mopping as well, so you really can't miss any dirty spots. And when the cleaning work is all done, the X40 returns to its base station to charge, where it can not only automatically empty its debris hands-free for up to 75 days, but also remove, clean, and dry the magnetically mounted mops with the base station's internal tanks for cleaning solution and wastewater. The base station also cleans itself after cleaning the vacuum and mops, which makes it again very hands-free, which is so nice. And one more feature I'll touch on is the hilarious pet camera mode. My cats are funny little creatures, so it's entertaining to watch and capture them stalk the vacuum while it's working. All of this to say the X40 Ultra has been the ultimate home upkeep solution, especially since I'm so bad at manually going about it myself. I'll leave a link in the video description down below if you're interested in checking it out. Shop and save $500 plus an extra $50 off with code DMNOAH50 off. But anyway, reason number 3, it feels like it should be 4, but it kind of can't because I have to sort of precede reason number 4 with it. You can see where I'm going with this. The M4 chip is a big deal. It's such a big deal, actually. Tom, Byte Review, was texting me about it. He said, "Oi, mate." No, he didn't say that. "Why is the M4 MacBook Air so good?" And I replied, cheekily, "The M4 chip, mate." And he's like, "Mental." And he said, "I honestly might upgrade my M1 Pro to a M4 base. But even my M1 Pro is good enough for me." That's what he said. But yeah, the M4 chip is like M3 Pro level, meaning it is like middle tier performance level or middle tier performance level from previous years. And those chips were powerful. I mean, the M1 Pro, M2 Pro, and M3 Pro were no joke. They could drive professional workflows. So now you have that level of chip in here, base, paired with extra memory, which is reason number 4, which is why I couldn't make it reason number 3, because the chips sort of dictate how much memory you have. All of this to say, it is incredible that I can basically get away with a good portion of my pro workflow, which is not easy. It's a lot of compressed 4K HEVC footage, multiple layers of it, sometimes 8K, you know, just transcoding, whatever. Like, it's not a basic workflow. I was able to edit my initial review on here and it was just fine. Maybe a few stutters here and there, but like, I'm used to a max chip. I'm used to way more memory. So I was really impressed that I didn't throw this against the wall out of frustration because of delays or lagging or whatever. So if you are a prosumer or a semi-professional, or you just love this form factor and you want this laptop, you can actually make it work. Byte Review can confirm his videos are gorgeous. I think his workflow is simpler than mine because he probably works more efficiently. But anyway, like, if he can get away with it, so can you. And it's so exciting that we get this level of performance in here. Not to mention power efficiency, even though the battery life is the same. But still, this is a beast of a chip. It's a beast in the base level MacBook Pro, and it is a beast in here as well. And that brings us actually to reason number 4. Again, the chip dictates how much memory you can have, and the M4 chip just bumped up the max amount of memory to 32 gigabytes. But before I talk about that, the new base amount of memory is 16, so gone are the days of not enough memory. The M1 chip barely got away with 8 gigabytes of memory, the M2 and M3 chips, not so much. That is no longer the case. You don't have to spend extra money for a bare minimum amount of RAM. But I have a feeling that like 12 is like the bare minimum of like good enough. 16 is actually a great sweet spot, and again, can accommodate even my pro level workflow, albeit you can take advantage of the very fast internal drive. It's a process called memory swap. It's not ideal, but you know, it uses that fast storage like RAM. So if you know what that means, you're not totally screwed if you don't have extra RAM. But now you can get extra RAM up from 24 now to 32. There is a 24 gig option, but that's kind of weird. I don't know why you would pay, you know, more for just, what is it like? I can't do mental math. Oh my gosh. 8 gigabytes more. There we go. 16 plus 8 is 24. 6 plus 8 is 14 plus another 10. Anyway, 32 gigabytes is now available, which is double that, and that's a pretty healthy amount. I mean, heck, who am I? Hell, I think the M3 Max, the M4 Max chip, the binned one, comes with 36 gigabytes of memory. So that's a bit more than 32. That's a pretty sizable amount. You know, not a lot of people are using that much memory. So you can, you know, equip this in here and make this a pretty pro level device, especially if you use an external Thunderbolt 4 M.2. If you really want this form factor, albeit I would recommend a Thunderbolt 5 equipped Mac with an M4 Pro chip. specifically a Mac Mini or a Mac Studio or a MacBook Pro, if you really care about that stuff, but that's not the point of this video. The point is, again, this is a really pro level device now thanks to the M4 chip and this extra amount of RAM. So if you are really in love with the form factor here, by all means, equip it, spec it up. You'll actually be able to use it. It's not a glorified, powerful-ish notebook anymore. It is a properly powerful tool. And second to last here, I have a bonus reason that I'll go over quickly. Reason number 5. This laptop just got more affordable. That's another thing I didn't think I would ever say. Apple doesn't normally reduce the price of their laptops, but for whatever reason, they reduced the price by $100 and they discontinued the older models, which by the way, were pretty similar. M1 to M2 to M3, I mean, yeah, there were improvements, but those chips were similar, so maybe Apple sort of justified the cost difference that way, but now M4 is standard. If you want an older generation one, you're gonna have to buy it used or refurbished. But yeah, you can get this now starting at $999 and the 15-inch model starting at $1199, which is just an incredible price, especially nowadays with the economy and inflation and God knows what else. I'm surprised they've kept it at this price because I would pay an extra $100 for this and I wouldn't complain much. So the fact that they lowered the price is wonderful for, people of all different, walks of life, students, professionals, business people, designers, whoever you are. This is now an even more accessible device. And that brings me to my final bonus reason. I like the number 5, so I didn't want to do like 6 reasons. I didn't have a 7th reason either. So bonus reason here, the 15-inch MacBook Air is my favorite form factor laptop ever. I think it is literally the best value laptop in existence right now in every regard, for the form factor, for the power, for the keyboard, for the display, for the screen real estate. I use this thing all the time, every day, out and about, when I'm in restaurants and I want to work, when I'm on the couch and I want to work. I mean, I grabbed this over my MacBook Pro. I wish I didn't have to own a MacBook Pro. I love the MacBook Pro, but this is so much nicer. It's so much lighter. You can throw it in a bag. It's beautiful. It's even more beautiful now with Sky Blue, and it's even more powerful with the M4 chip. And the rest of the features make it better too. Pretty simple video here, but again, this is the best form factor, spec laptop, notebook, whatever you want to call it, Ultrabook, I don't know, on the market, hands down. You really can't do much better here. And I don't even have a really special one. This is a 16 gig, 512 gig model, so that costs you, let me look here, I think $13.99, $14.99, hold on. Excuse me, $13.99. I thought it was $14.99. The laptop that I got in 2023 with the same spec cost me $16.99. So again, you gotta buy one of these. It has been a wonderful 2 weeks with this. I have really enjoyed, again, the form factor, the power, the battery life, all of it. It feels like an improvement over the M2 15-inch, which was already a wonderful laptop that I used all the time. So if you wanna upgrade this year, I could honestly recommend it more compared to last year with the introduction of the M3 chip. The M4 chip is just that big of a deal to me. It really improves basic tasks and heavier tasks as well. And if you don't have one of these laptops, what are you waiting for? Go buy one now. I hope this video has given you good enough reasons to do so. Check out my link to Dreame down below again, and hopefully you enjoyed watching this. Stay tuned for more content from me coming soon. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch all of you in the next one.